Aloha! This is Clyde at Vibrant Soap, and today I'm going to be making a soap fragrance with the Nature's Garden fragrance called Aloha, and it says that it's a mix of coconut and tropical fruit and plumeria. When I was growing up, there were two kinds of flowers that I can remember. One of them were snapdragons, and that was for sort of a bad reason. I was in one of those toy cars as a toddler, ones that you pedal and they're made out of metal and you can't even get out of them unless your parents kind of pick you up out of it. Well, I was in this little car and I was passing this patch of snapdragons with bumblebees on it, and I saw these bumblebees like right in front of my face and I couldn't move. I couldn't get out of that car and I felt petrified. So that was sort of a bad experience, even though I love the flower today. The other flower was the plumeria, and they just smell so good. And my parents are both born and raised in northern Oahu, Hawaii, and when we would go and visit my relatives, I remember passing by these trees of plumeria, and they just smelled so good, and that's kind of lasted with me all these years. I still love the smell of these flowers. So I'm going to show you the plumeria that I'm growing in the front yard just to get an idea of one of the colors that plumeria flowers come in. But I'm going to combine in this soap yellows, oranges, yellows, and I'm going to sneak in a little teal just to spice it up a little. And this is the red variety of plumeria, and the first variety of plumeria I remember growing up when we visited our relatives in Hawaii was the white and yellow version, and they're all different types of plumeria if you just look for it online. Today I'm going to do a mixture of the colors that you can find in plumeria, and I'll be talking about the colors in what follows. So these are the colors that I'm going to be using in my soap that I call Waialua Plumeria, and Waialua is the hometown of my dad, North Shore of Oahu in Hawaii. Probably where I first saw and smelled plumeria when I was growing up. So it's a return to the analogous color scheme, and again, analogous color scheme is a color scheme where the colors are right next to each other on the colors wheel. I meant to say color wheel. So truly analogous would mean right next to each other on the color wheel. So we have yellow, yellow, orange, and orange, but I'm going for sort of almost every other one, and this is going to be basically a red, orange, and yellow. But I like to crank it up a notch a little bit, have a little bit more pizzazz in the color. So not only I'm going to have the orange, the yellow, orange, and the red, also with the addition of white, because I think white really looks nice in soap, is sort of a teal color, because it needs a sort of darker color to kind of set it off. So those are the colors that I'm going to be using, and again, like I said, I don't have white paint on white paper, so this just signifies that I'm going to be using these 5 colors. And I think it will look nicer in my mind's eye than just having red, yellow, and orange. I want just a little bit of a darker valued color to kind of set it all off. Okay, in goes my special mix of milk and clay, and also have some shea butter and sodium lactate in there to make a harder bar. Okay, let's get the lye in there. I'm gonna get the colors in it first and then add the fragrance. Okay, and that's just emulsified. Okay, so let's see. I'm gonna have a majority of this is going to be white, and I'm going to put this in the right order right now, from lightest value to darkest value. When you talk about value of a color, you're just talking about how light or dark it looks if it wasn't black and white. So here's the yellow, orange, red, And get some delicate swirls by just using a little bit of color and more white. And then add my titanium dioxide to the main mix. Start with the white. Let's add the fragrance. The majority of it is going to go in the bigger amount of soap. That feels like it was right. This smells really good too. Okay, let's give this a stir. So far, it looks like it's behaving itself, which I'm happy about. It's nice if you go in order from light to dark. You can use fewer spatulas and have less to wash later. Okay, first thing I'm going to do is just get white into the mold. I want that in all the areas. I'm going to start off with some red. Usually it would be the teal. And I'm only going to put the red on the sides. I'm going to use the yellow. Sometimes I make this up as I go along. Get the orange. I think I'll do the orange here. I'm a visual artist, so I have to see what's going on and then I make up my mind how I'm going to deal with it. And pretty much this is the opposite of orange, this teal. So that'll contrast nicely with that. Go back with the red. Add more white to that. I might not do the hanger swirl because if I used the hanger swirl, I would have poured this differently. I would have tried to maintain flat horizontal layers. This almost looks like a Hawaiian shirt the way it's going, so this is a good thing. More red. Yellow. Little orange in the middle. I'm trying to look at the three divided areas and try to keep them level. Okay, now it's time to take out the dividers. I think how I pour this is going to try to emulate a Hawaiian shirt. Get the rest of the red in there. Yellow. Okay, so I have a little bit of blue left over, but I think I'm going to do some swirling first. glad I have some white left over. Soften that boldness a little bit. My assessment of this fragrance is that it does not accelerate, so that's good to know. And I'm going to put the blue just in the white poured areas. And then I'm going to just try to swirl in the blue and white areas. I have a little bit more orange. Trying to make a line there. Okay, there is my new soap. Never used this fragrance, never did those kinds of swirls before. And we'll see what happens down below when we cut this. So this has been the making of Waialua Plumeria. Okay, let's cut this soap now. I really like how the top came out. Sort of looks like the inspiration of a Hawaiian shirt. Nice bright colors and curves, things like that. I really like the scent too. It's a mix of coconut and tropical fruit and plumeria. Once again, that red will go through its color change and it'll be a little brighter. I should show you one more thing that I do, and I forgot to do this time. It can save you some time as you trim the soap, is to take the vegetable peeler and do the top two edges. Then when you're cleaning up every single bar, you're not doing a lot of repetition in cleaning them up. So it's like saving you some time. And I don't waste any of these trimmings either. Sometimes you can use them as confetti in other soaps. And then most often what I do is I use them in these sort of mesh bags. And I wait till they cure and we use them ourselves. It's like soap in a bag, and the bag can be used as a scrubby. Couple more cuts. Right, so this has been the cutting of Waialua Plumeria, and I'll show you pictures of them after I clean these up. Thanks again for watching, and we'll see you soon. Bye.